ask them, what do you want? That's the idea what we would like to have.
Yeah, so I think with that, Kai, the important thing that we've learned is that if we're going to participate and give services in the digital field, that we have to become experts, and we do. We have a breadth of service that includes everything from photography and videotaping for a lot of retail clients that is no longer used for catalogs, or I should say is catalogs and their websites and other mediums that they do, the social media. So we do that for our clients. So what we've learned is, listen, we have a lot of property, a lot of assets ourselves that we can do that for ourselves. So Toronto Life is a magazine that we own, we publish and we print, but we've taken that brand, and the website for that brand is updated moment by moment on what's happening in Toronto. So that we use that as a case study then to our clients to show, here's what we're doing for ourselves, here's what we can do for you and your brand in order to go into more so onto the digital, the social media, and then use print as well. So once they come to us and they see us as being a trusted partner, they'll give us a lot more opportunities. And that's worked for us in the past. It works very, very strong today. But you mentioned something about the whole going to retailers and showing them that, listen, if you're an online retailer, you have a lot of data on your customers, and customers spend a lot of time on your website. You could now communicate to them with a printed piece, whether they're ordering something or if they're not, to entice them. We know today on websites, whether it's Google or what have you, Google and Facebook own 98% of the advertising, and they do a great job that if I'm looking for a car, the next time I'm on Google, that car pops up and it keeps it as a reminder. What we've learned that's even better than that is if you can get somebody a printed piece of what they're looking for, and again, through the algorithms that Google has, you can get this information, and all of a sudden those retailers can send out printed pieces, and we're investing in that and finding out a lot more, because I think that's going to be how print remains relevant into the future, and we continue on as an organization that does print and digital media.
So it's personalized printing, what you see the future for.
Exactly.
Okay, so that also means digital printing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Or do you also see possibilities for the traditional printing to be as flexible for those new demands?
So what we find is in Canada, there's a retailer, Canadian Tire, that stopped producing their catalog many years ago. And what they found is that, listen, they do a lot on digital, they do a lot on email marketing, on social media, but what they have found is that they've gone back to their catalog because they found that it's a great complement. Mm-hmm. And people are finding more and more that whether it's a retail flyer or a catalog or a magazine, it's a great complement to other areas that they're marketing. And it's not just one thing. You're not going to excite the marketplace or your community if you just go at them with one thing. If I deal with a company and all they send me is email marketing, I'm probably going to turn away from them. But if they're combining certain different things, and print is one of them, more than likely I'll get more engaged. And we've done research on that, and that's what we found. So we want to share that with our customers so that they see print is remaining relevant. Now the key is, can print continue to be a low-cost producer, a low-cost item amongst all the other communication vehicles that are out there?
So even better than TV?
Well, but our hope is that the return is better. There's a strong ROI. And with print, we can prove that, and that's important. TV is still obviously very, very strong, but I think print is also an important communication tool that a lot of customers use. A lot have walked away from because it's very expensive, but they found that it's the best ROI, delivers a strong ROI, and a lot have come back to that on the print side.
So do you think it would be a good deal in the future to have a package with a paper supplier and a printer to go together to end customers, to end users?
We do that often. I think very much so.
And what would you expect what would you expect from a paper supplier for the future in regard of the services supplied by the paper supplier towards you or towards the end customer?
So one of the things that we try to do with our customers is show them that we want to be innovative and continue to find ways to reduce cost or improve the ROI. So what we've got to do is, whether it's equipment manufacturers, raw material manufacturers, or printers ourselves, really the three of us getting together to say, listen, we want to be sustainable. We want the industries that we're in to continue on, and for that we have to be profitable. So that goes without saying. but at the same time, we have to find ways to reduce costs. So whether that's through new engineering and new technology from the printing presses, or whether that's working with paper companies that have larger, faster, more competitive papers, and the printing companies the same way, finding ways to pull costs out so that we become a lower cost in the future for that same item. I think that's very important. And I think that's what's continuing the longevity of print, is that it's a strong ROI on a lot of direct mail and a lot of catalog type printing, and it continues to reduce costs into the future. So if today a buyer would say, geez, 5 years ago I spent a lot more money for my catalogs than I'm spending today. So it's good that it's reducing and it's staying competitive with other choices that they have from their whole marketing spend.